All right, we are going to be holding and flowing in this class, but the movements and the transitions are going to be extremely slow and controlled. Hopefully this is a class that you're not huffing and puffing your way through. Well, hopefully that's usually the case anyway, but that you will feel afterwards, maybe tomorrow. So we're actually going to start on our backs. And go ahead and bring the knees up, feet flat to the floor. Arms are going to rest alongside the body. Close the eyes for 5 breaths here. So really begin to shape the breath, working toward equal length in inhale and exhale. If it helps you, you can give yourself a silent count as you breathe in and breathe out. Mastery over the breath is going to be key in this practice. We're always going to want to return to the long, slow, steady inhales and exhales while we're flowing and while we're holding. Complete the exhale here. Draw both knees into the chest. We're working toward getting opposite hand toward opposite elbow. It's okay if we're not there yet, okay? So that means that you're just holding onto the knees or opposite hand toward opposite wrist. But what we really want in this pose is to press the tailbone down, shoulders down, and find a really deep compression in both hip flexors. So this is a pose where you should feel it in your hips. Continue to work those shoulders down toward the floor, work the tailbone down toward the floor. Last breath here. And release the feet back toward the floor, hands back alongside the body. Feet are in line with the hips. We're going to open up the hips now. Press the palms down into the earth. Press the heels into the floor. Inhale, roll up to bridge pose. Exhale, roll down. And instead of resting the hips down, inhale, roll up. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, roll down. This time, release the hips all the way down. Hug the knees back into the chest. Big squeeze. Inhale. Exhale. And then extend both legs up toward the ceiling. Okay, you have the option, of course, here to keep the legs at 90 degrees. We're going to come into a twist. Extend the arms long, palms face down on the floor. Try to use the core, not just the pressure in the hands, as we start to slowly bring the legs off to the right for a count of 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, you should only be halfway down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now go ahead and set the feet on the floor and then look to the left. So your legs can either be straight or bent. If you have straight legs and want to take a bind, go ahead and wrap your hands around your toes or rest your hands on your feet. Inhale. Exhale. All right, get ready to be tightly engaged again to come all the way back up. So right hand flat to the floor and start to bring those feet back up towards center for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. To the opposite side for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, twist. So extend that right arm to the right and take the gaze toward the right fingertips. You have the option of binding the left toes if your legs are straight, otherwise the legs can be bent. Breathe here. Exhale. And release that hand. And for a count of 10, back to center for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You know how bad I wanted to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Really bad. All right, so hands alongside the body. Last one for a count of 10. Lower the feet to the floor for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. And hug the knees back into the chest. Let's stretch out our core. So rock the length of the spine and come through to high cobra. Place the shoulders right over the wrists. Extend the legs long behind. You can rest the hips down toward the floor. Reach through the crown of the head. Stretch it up. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to move from high cobra pose into upward facing dog. So press into the tops of the feet and then start to lift the knees off the floor. Okay? Quads are really tightly engaged, holding here. And moving from upward facing dog to downward facing dog. Slow with control. We're going to try to the best of our ability to start to roll over the tops of the feet. And release the heels down toward the floor. Find some movement here in downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift the right leg high. And then stack the hips, open it up. Let the foot hang heavy toward the floor. Hold it here for one more breath, stretching out the hip. Inhale. Exhale. Straighten out that leg, square off the hips. Inhale. Exhale. Right knee to right elbow for the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now take that right foot and then place it without scraping it to the outside of the right hand. Good. We're going to just take it into a stretch. So go ahead and take that left knee down onto the floor. You can stay here or come down onto the forearms. Inhale. Exhale. Stay here for the next breath. Or take that right foot out to an angle. Take right hand onto right knee. Twist. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to center if you're twisted. Heel toe that right foot back to the center of the mat. Tuck the left toes under, lift the left knee off the floor, low lunge. To the count of 5, come up to crescent lunge. So first, take those fingers off the floor to hover for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach through the fingertips, lower through the shoulders, and hold. Last inhale. Exhale, airplane lunge. So start to hinge forward, reach the arms back, press the fingertips toward the back of the mat, lift the chest, engage the triceps, and hold. Okay, now we're going to step forward with control. Left foot meets the right, arms sweep up. Chair pose, hold. Exhale. Hands to heart, inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to center. Exhale, sweep the arms back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, sweep the arms back and lift the heels. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the heels, reach the arms high, hands to heart, stand up. Inhale, reach through the crown of the head. Exhale, forehead to fingertips. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift the head up. Exhale, arms alongside the body. Inhale, lift those arms up, tall mountain pose. And then as we exhale, nice and slow descent to forward fold. Use your core. Reach through the fingertips. Keep the head in line with the spine. Travel slowly, with intention, with control. Release the hands to the floor. Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Take the hands behind the heels, cup the heels with the hands, and start to draw the forehead toward the toes. Hold. Another breath. Inhale. Exhale. Release the heels. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands on the floor. Inhale, step back plank pose. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now to the count of 5, lower all the way down. So shift forward for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Inhale, peel the chest off the floor for cobra pose. Lift the hands off the floor and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2. Now keep holding. 1. Release the hands back behind, fingertips reaching toward heels, and lift the feet. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Bring the feet to mat distance apart. Bring the arms to capital T, palms face down, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your hands back underneath your shoulders, feet back in line with the hips, tuck the toes under, press up, plank pose for 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down dog. Press it back. Breathe here. Another breath. Lift the left leg high. Then open that hip, bend the leg, hold it for another breath, stretching through the left hip. Square off that hip, straighten out the leg. We're going to bring that left knee toward the left elbow for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Without touching down, see if you can take that left foot to the outside of the left hand. Good. Take it into the stretch. So right knee down on the ground. You can stay upright or you can come down on the forearms, just depending on where you're at on this side. Hold here for a full breath. Inhale. Exhale. You want to take it into that twist. Left foot comes out at a slight angle. Take that left hand onto the left knee and twist. Inhale. Exhale. Back to center if you're not already. Heel toe the left foot to the middle of the mat and then make your way to low lunge. So right toes tuck under, right knee lifts off, strong low lunge, head in line with the spine and nice long extension to the back heel. Coming up into Crescent Lunge, pick the hands up off the floor for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach and extend, lower the shoulders and hold for 5. Inhale. Exhale, hinge forward, reach back. Squeeze the triceps, open the chest for 5. Keep that focus and control. Right foot meets the left. Chair pose. Last inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Come all the way up to a stand. Inhale. Exhale, tap forehead to fingertips. Inhale, lift through the crown of the head, extend. Exhale, mountain pose. Inhale, tall mountain, reach high. Exhale, forward fold. Come all the way down. Reach, reach, reach. Control. And release. Inhale, monkey pose. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, step back plank. This time to the count of 5, Chaturanga. So lower for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, flip over the feet, upward facing dog. Okay, use the core, roll up and over the feet, coming into downward facing dog. So start to lift the hips. Feel your core engage as you lift. I'm even shaking a little bit. Lift, lift, up and back, and release, heels to the mat. Inhale, exhale. Inhale the right leg high, and to the count of 5, knee to nose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Try not to drag. Step through. That really, really engages the core. All right, so plant that left heel to the floor and place that right hand to the inside of the right foot, and then start to peel open, coming into extended side angle. So right hand stays toward the floor, left arm reaches toward the ceiling. You can have the gaze down toward the toes or up toward the fingertips. Stay lifted and open. Last breath. Look down at the right toes. Take that right hand and take it to the outer edge of the right foot above the toes. And without dragging, to the best of your ability, move into half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana. So step onto that right foot. Start to slowly straighten that right leg. And extend into half moon. Shoulders and hips are stacked. Continue to breathe. Okay, this is going to be a slow moving, fluid transition. So we're going to move from half moon pose into airplane pose. So we'll lower that left hip to the floor and extend both arms back behind. So square off the hips and then reach, open the chest. Continue to move. Staying on that right leg, left leg is going to come through. Nice and slow, try not to touch down. And then it's going to wrap around the right foot. The right arm is going to wrap underneath the left. So it's like you're moving through honey, nice and slow, with control. Take the wrap, sink low, hold. Okay, now slow unwind, back to airplane. Touchdown, low lunge. Step back plank pose. And to the count of 5, Chaturanga. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Now flip your feet. Now press up, up dog. Back to down dog, slow. Start to lift the hips, Feel your core engage. Engage, engage, lift. Roll over the feet. Release the heels. Breathe here. Take the left leg high. Left knee to nose for 5, 4, squeeze, 3, 2, 1. Try not to set it down or drag it as you set it down. Good. Nice, strong, low lunge. From here, start to take that left hand to the inside of the left foot, right heel to the floor, and peel it open. Extended side angle. Stack the shoulders, stack the hips, lift, use the core to stay engaged. One long line from the crown of your head to your tailbone to your heel. Take the gaze down toward the toes. Now bring that left hand to the outside of that left pinky toe, a little bit further forward, and try, without dragging, half moon pose. This side's a lot harder for me, so slowly start to straighten through that left leg. Whew, that's a challenge. Extend that right leg out behind. Work towards stacking and the shoulders and the hips, and find that extension through the fingertips. Active through the toes. Okay, a fluid, slow transition. Airplane pose. Start to lower the right hip in line with the left as we extend both arms straight out behind. Right toes pointing down toward the floor. Lift that chest. Hold your balance here as we transition to eagle pose. So very slowly, try to do it without touching down. We're gonna bring that right leg through. Right leg's gonna come up and over the left. Right arm underneath the left, like you're moving through honey. Nice and slow. Working toward the wrap. If we don't have the wrap, no worries. You can set that toe down on the floor and then sink low. Hold here. Coming out the way we went in, slow. Release, back to airplane. And a light step back to low lunge. Step back plank makes me very, very aware of which side of my body is stronger than the other. You might find that awareness too. Lower down Chaturanga for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Flip over your feet. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Lift those knees. Use your belly. So start lifting your belly button up, up. Roll up and over your toes. What a difference that slow transition is. You can fly through these transitions. It'll feel a lot easier than moving through honey. Take another breath here. Walk your feet forward about a foot step. Take your hands just a tad bit wider. Lift your heels, you're gonna find a little hop. Try to take it with control as we bring the feet through the hands to a seat. Look at that control. It's not easy. Okay, make your way to boat pose. It's very, very humid here, so I'm sweating a lot. Lifting the feet off the floor, and take the hands to the backs of the legs, or you can extend them forward. Hold for 5, 3, 1. To the count of 5. Lower so feet and shoulders hover for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm shaking. Back to boat for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Take a seated straddle splits here. So you can turn sideways on your mat if you'd like. I'm going to so I can set my feet on my mat. Find those shoulders over the hips. We're going to take it into a twist first. So we're going to bring that right hand to the left. Left arm's going to come up and over, reaching toward the right toes. So you can take the forearm down onto the earth if you'd like. Keep reaching for the toes. You can touch the toes if you can keep the shoulder open. If you can't keep the shoulder open, stay more upright. And release. Twist toward the right toes, left hand toward the right knee, up and over with that right arm. Stay like this. You can take that forearm to the floor. You can take the right fingers toward the left toes if you don't roll forward like this. To stay open, stay extended. Release. Walk the hands forward. Keep the toes lifted. Keep the quads engaged. Kneecaps pointing up. So if that means that you come here, that's great. Wherever we are, walk the hands back up. And use the hands to assist us in bringing the knees back together. And then just spin toward the front of the mat. To the count of 5, lower down onto the back. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you're not there already, just keep on rolling. Let's take the feet to mat distance apart. Take the arms to goalpost, and then gently sway the knees side to side. Come back to the right, release the knees. Option to take that right foot on top of the left knee. Option to look to the left. Back to center. Knees to the left, gaze to the right. Option to place the left foot on top of the right knee. Back to center. Pull the knees into the chest and then lift that forehead and touch the knees with the forehead. And then to the count of 5, extend slowly to Shavasana. So extend those arms long, start to extend the legs long, and lower slowly down onto the mat with control. And rest. Now just completely release anything that you're holding on to. Let the feet fall open. Let the fingers be relaxed. Let the toes be relaxed. It was a very challenging practice, which kept us really engaged throughout the entire length of class. So let this be your reward for all of your hard work. Find this complete softness and stillness in the body. Complete release of the focus of the mind, control of the breath. Just be soft. Please rest in Shavasana for as long as you have time for. Thank you for joining me for this practice. Hopefully you'll be feeling it later if you don't feel it already. Today as you go forward, may you have peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, and peace in your heart. Namaste.